Hi everyone. So I just want to touch on some potential thought processes that you might be having that could be hindering your weight loss progress. The first one I want to address is just an excuse that I think is made a lot, and I've talked about excuses in my past blogs, but I really want to touch on this one specifically. For instance, when we say that we don't have time. I want you to think about it this way. Think about a time in which you have, maybe this hasn't happened to you, but I think a lot of people can relate. In which you've maybe had a crush on someone, or you wanted to date someone, and or even a friend, and they told you that they didn't have time, right? They don't have time to hang out, to date you. They don't have time for a relationship. Essentially, what they are saying is that they don't have time for you, right? They aren't making you a priority. Because if we think about it, all humans work essentially this way. I mean, unless you're actively seeking a relationship. But, if someone's really busy and they don't want a relationship, yeah, they might be really busy and they might not actually want a relationship. But if they were to find the right person that could change their mind about that, there's a possibility that they would all of a sudden have time, right? I'll admit, personally, I don't really have time for a relationship. I would say that I generally don't have time. I usually am fairly busy. But I guess if I found, the right person who I felt was just oh my God, so worth my time, then at that point, I would make time for them, whether that means, cutting out time of other things, or just making that person a priority and sleep, I would just sleep less or something. So that's essentially how you're treating yourself when you say that you don't have time, right? How does it feel when someone else treats you that way? Oh, they don't have time for me, I'm not a priority. Essentially, when you say that you don't have time, you're saying, I'm not a priority to myself. I do not have time for myself. So what I want you to think about is, how would you treat that person who you want to make time for? That boyfriend, girlfriend, friend, whatever, that you actually make time for, even though you don't necessarily have the time, right? Treat yourself that way. What would you do for that person, and start doing that for yourself? If that means sleeping less, right? You might stay up later to hang out with this person. Maybe you'll stay up a little bit later to go to the gym. Maybe you'll wake up a little bit earlier. All these things that you would do for someone else. And then in terms of the other mindset that I think that people have that is hindering their progress is a deprivation mindset. And this is actually something that I had been introduced to from watching a TED Talk. If any of you want that TED Talk directly, please ask me and I can send it to you. But basically, the whole purpose of that TED Talk was to basically say that, your mindset is everything. It really is. So, if you look at a cookie, you can either have the mindset of, oh man, I really want that cookie, but I can't have it. Well, what happens when we think we can't have something? We usually want it more, right? So you're like, oh my God, I can't have that cookie. And all of a sudden you're depriving yourself. You have this deprivation mindset and you want the cookie that much more. But instead, you can have the mindset that, you know what, I can have that cookie if I want, but I'm going to choose not to. Because essentially, it's true. You could technically have the cookie. You could technically put it in your mouth right now, and there's nothing stopping you, right? There's no one actually physically stopping you from having that cookie. So you have the choice. You are not depriving yourself. You are saying, yes, I can have that cookie, but I am choosing not to have that cookie because I care more about myself and my health and my goals, my fitness goals. So with that mindset, it really can shift the way that you feel about food. So instead of always feeling deprived and the diet is so hard, you're just you know what? No, it's okay. It's all right. I'm choosing to do this. I'm choosing to eat healthier. And by eating healthier, not only am I helping myself with my weight loss goals or whatever, I'm also being healthier. You're actually physically being healthier. So yeah, if you have either of those two mindsets, those are the ways to correct them. And hopefully this helps and you guys, progress in your fitness goals. Yeah. Have a good day or night wherever you are. Bye.